Hello, hello, and welcome back to the Money Hungry Mama. I am so excited because I have Nicole here today. Nicole, take it away.
Yes. Hi, I am Nicole. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for having me. I am the founder of Coco on the Go.
Okay, so I need to hear it. Your name's Nicole, but it's
Yes.
Coco on the go. How did we get this name?
Yes. So when I first launched my brand 10 years ago, I was just, trying to figure, I had the inspiration, but just trying to figure out what the name would be. Growing up, my mom's best friend who used to watch me all the time, she called me Coco, her little cocoa bean. And then my dad used to complain. He's like, God, you're just like your mom. You're always on the go. So I'm like, Coco on the go. It's perfect. It's for the woman on the go. It's an athleisure brand and it just fit.
Oh my gosh. So, what gave you the idea to be like, I am going to start an athleisure brand?
So I used to work for a pharmaceutical company during the day. I used to waitress at night and the weekends. And my dream was always to be an entrepreneur and have my own business. Because growing up, my dad had his own construction firm. And he always was such a hustler. He'd work from 4 a.m. to 7 p.m. at night. And I just loved that being able to be your own boss and make your own schedule and your own money, depending on how hard you want to work in your drive. And I've always wanted that. So when I worked my 9 to plus my waitressing job, I always yearned for something different, something that was more dear to my heart. So one of my trips to South America, in particular Brazil, I loved how women walked with such confidence. So they're 80 pounds or 280 pounds. They wear thongs and midriffs and just really rock their bodies. So I wanted to take that confidence and bottle into a brand. So I started sourcing and really looking for fabrics and materials and things that I could bring back to the US. And one of my trips so it was my idea that formed while I was there. And then I came home and was like, God, I really want to do this. So I drug my mom actually back with me to Brazil. And we went to all these factories and I researched all these places to go to. And we were on buses and taxis and going to the middle of nowhere, which is a little dangerous.
Yeah.
And then we'd go to one factory and it was already shut down. I was like, "Ugh." And we were there 5 days and I had no luck finding what I was looking for. And on my last day, I finally found a manufacturer I'd been looking for with the fabrics I had fallen in love with. And from that point on, I created a relationship with them. And now they do I send them my designs and do a majority of my sourcing. But yeah, it's been a journey, but it's been amazing.
Wow. Okay, so let's start at the beginning. So you
Okay.
went to Brazil and you were like, "Oh my gosh, I just love their confidence. I'm going to do this." And then you go back and now we have a source. So how did you start getting your name out there? How did you start becoming an actual brand?
It was so much work. I mean, I remember going to the library and checking out books on how to start your own brand, how to market yourself, and one of my first things I did was actually an event with the Irvine Company. One of my first round of samples, I remember I had 4 designs and I had, I think, 2 to 3 color wavelengths within each design. So I took it to this Irvine event that they did in summer and I sold out of 90% of my merchandise. And then I just took that and I just kept going. And then from there, I think at that time, Instagram became much bigger and Facebook marketing became bigger. And I just used all the resources I could to just keep growing my brand. And then 10 years later, I finally got into 134 Lifetime stores and all the Montage locations and MGM properties like Caesars, Bellagio, Cosmopolitan. So it's taken a lot of love and work and dedication, but it's something I'm proud of.
My gosh, I love this because my favorite part of this story isn't that you stepped into something where somebody had already created everything. You were just like, I'm going to do this. And you did. And most of it came from research. Guys, she went to the library and did research. Like, I love that. Like, it wasn't like somebody just handed you a plate and was like, okay,
No.
this is what's going to be for you. And you're like, no, 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 I'm going to work my butt off now, waitress, do these side jobs, and then build my brand.
Yes.
Brava. I love that so much.
Thank you. I feel like I've always, growing up, I grew up with a very frugal father. So it wasn't like here's handed anything. So at
Yeah.
15, I got a job at a donut store. And then at 16, I got a job hosting, being a hostess at a restaurant. So I would go from the donut store at 5 in the morning to my hostessing job, on a Saturday, Sunday. and then go to high school during the week, and then also, do swim team, surf team. I just feel like, again, on the go. I never
Yeah.
stopped. And then, when I graduated college, again, I just wasn't feeling fulfilled. And I was so used to doing multiple things. I'm like, in my spare time after my 9 to 5 and my waitressing job, I'm going to figure this out. And I'm really glad I stepped into it so naive and just researched and kept going, because I feel like had I known how hard it is to create a brand and continue to grow the brand and all the fun things, I may have been a little discouraged, but it's really like, it's made me who I am today. It's hard, but it's worth it.
My gosh. Okay, so now let's go into the design aspect because I think
Yes,
this is so much fun. Like you design your own clothes. What is
I
your
do.
favorite thing that you've designed?
You know, what's funny is there's not one favorite thing, because every season is a different inspiration. It's different fabrics I have found that in that itself that inspires me to make something special out of the fabric. So it's really just, I would say, I mean, my favorites are actually probably the very first season I designed, because I love looking at them, because I just think like, wow, I remember when the box came in, I didn't have any labels made. So my mom and I were in our kitchen with irons and like towels so I wouldn't burn my fabric, ironing on my logos to the outside. And then I took like a sewing class, it's like if you're out to sew my own stuff, not like own leggings, but just my
Yeah.
samples, I can send it to my factory. And then I really just started fresh on like the design aspect. But then I took like basically like the construction of how you would make the framework for your pieces. And again, it's so much fun. It's something that I'm passionate about. When I was really little, like 5, my grandma had this huge arts and crafts room, and she handed me actually a couple years ago these terribly made jean shorts I made for my doll. I don't remember making them or sewing them with her, but I guess it's been in me for a long time before I even knew.
Now, how do you kind of decide what's going to be next? Like, how do you keep thinking of these ideas?
There are websites you can go to see what the new color is going to be for 2027, 2026, but it's not a guarantee that those are the
Okay.
colors that are just going to, like the summer was powdered yellow, and last summer was the Barbie pink. And so you have to go with what your inspirations are, and also what colors are trending. But for me, my audience is really that 30 to even 60-year-old, because a lot of the thicker jacquard fabrics that I source are these like beautiful woven fabrics that my older demographic loves. And then I became a stepmom, and my stepkids are younger. They're into like the aloe Lululemon fabric. So they want that thinner fabric that's I source from somewhere else. So, and those are the designs that I make more young and fun for them. And then I have my older demographic of the thicker jacquards, and those are the ones that do really well in the Montage spas, the cosmopolitan spas. And yeah, it's just I know what my demographics are, and I know
Yeah.
where most of my sales come from. And it's just feeding my audience what they fell in love with.
Love that you just mentioned that because we have not talked about that on the podcast as much as I would like. And I think, Nicole made a really good point just here, guys. She's talking about knowing your avatar and knowing what they like. And by, she's been doing this for 10 years. So she's has plenty of data to study, but it's getting to know who you're selling to, because I will say this until I'm blue in the face. If you're selling to everybody, you're selling to nobody, because nobody's going to buy that. You really need to know who your demographic is and zone in, because that is going to be how you're successful. So thank you for bringing that up. That is
Yeah.
amazing.
I mean, I've created things that I thought personally, to be honest, were ugly, but I know I know that a certain demographic will just love it. And then there's other things that I've personally thought were so beautiful, and I could not wait to get them out, and then they don't move. I'm like, I was like, what happened? I was so excited for this and no one wants it. Like what? And it's just how it is. But there was
Yeah.
a shine fabric that was super popular and people loved it. And then I did it the following season in this like really fun color, but it was too fun for people. And so we're like, oh
Mm.
yeah, not for me. I'm like, wait, what? Your spa will love this,
Yeah.
but it's just how it happens sometimes. You fall in love with a piece that it's for you, and you forget it's not for you, it's
Yeah.
for your audience.
Yeah. No, I think that's so true. I feel like I hear this a lot where somebody gets so excited, and I'm like following a lot of creatives now too, especially doing this. And I see them get so excited, but then when you look at the post, it doesn't have as much hype And it's like, "Oh, man, that was for you, and I'm so sad for
Yeah.
you." Man, I love that. It just brings to light, like, such a great thought, especially for us moms that are doing businesses, like, to
Yes.
really know that unfortunately it isn't for you, it's for your audience, and you're going to have to make things that maybe you don't love,
Yes.
but
It's
it's
true.
going to help you and your business in the long run.
Yeah. Yep. It's very true.
So now 10 years. We're at 10 years. So you started with the one factory in Brazil. Are you
Mhm.
working with multiple factories now?
Yeah, so now I'm working with multiple factories. As I've developed, you learn, you grow and you learn, and you realize you definitely don't want your eggs in one basket ever.
Yeah.
I still use them. I love them. They're like a second family to me. But, if something were to happen to the factory and they shut down tomorrow, then my production, like pardon my French, but I'm screwed
Yeah.
for like my a year from now, because right now I'm already producing next fall winter. And
Wow.
then I've already shot my spring summer and we're already selling it to the bigger retail stores. So you have to plan so far in advance. And if things hiccup along the way, you have to be prepared to pivot as fast as you can. Just in life, you
Yeah.
just, be ready.
No, for sure. I never knew how far in advance you guys plan.
Yes.
So you're shooting for spring and summer right now, like photo shoots, I'm assuming, meaning that you already have the outfits and everything, and
They're
now they're
done.
doing photo shoots.
Yes.
Wow. And now you're designing for 2027?
Yes. Yeah.
That's really needing
I
to know a
know.
trend way in
Yes.
advance.
Way in advance, yes. And,
Wow.
and getting and right now, Trump is playing hardball with Brazil. There's like a fiasco going on with the president. And so now he wants to implement a 60% tariff increase on imports from Brazil. So I'm like, oh, so again, learning how to pivot. I've already ordered a lot of fabric for my samples for next 2027. And luckily I do have time, but it's again, I got to pivot fast. Like if it actually does go through, then
Yeah.
I need to
That's
figure out my next move.
that's like your whole profit margin.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh man, I didn't even think of the tariffs. That's really scary. I'm so sorry that you're dealing with that, but you have been a brilliant woman to already
Thank
have
you.
all of those eggs in different baskets. So like I
Yeah.
feel like that is great. That I mean, you didn't even know you were prepping for that and you did, which is
Yeah.
fantastic.
I got lucky. Yes.
So now you have this incredible brand. You have
Thank you.
adorable outfits. We're gonna pivot to the marketing
Yeah.
side of it.
Okay.
So how did you originally start marketing when you first started?
When I first started, I mean, as much free marketing as possible. Actually, so when I first started, again, I did a pop up with the Irvine company. And then from that point, in order to get into boutiques, I'd even offer, because I was so small at the time, to do pop ups anywhere someone would take like a sip and shop, but, anywhere just to meet
In.
people and really grassroots my brand. And then from that, the next phase is I would start paying for paid advertisement on Facebook, on Instagram, TikTok. There's just so many. Marketing truly isn't my forte or my strength.
Mhm.
So I've learned really that I hone in on my strengths. I work through my strengths, and then things that are not my strengths, I delegate to other people, like
Yeah.
marketing. I have someone that helps me with my ads and with my email blasts. Email blasts are huge for me.
Yeah.
And I would say those are really the top three things I use. It's number one would be my email blast for direct to consumer, the Instagram ads and Facebook ads, and then TikTok. And then second to that is going to be I guess my next layer would be my influencers, to micro influencers, macro influencers, and then everything kind of starts to getting more expensive. And then recently I just hired a PR firm, Chatterbox, that connected me with you so I could start doing more podcasts. And I am by nature a little bit more shy. So I'm like, they said, do you want us to put you on podcasts? And I said, oh, do I want to? No, but I know I need to. I know I need to
Yeah.
start pushing myself out there more, because it grows eyes on the brand as well. So this is kind of my next layer of just really pushing for the brand.
Love it. And like I just want to dive in for a second because she started with free. And I think a lot of moms that are listening are in that stage of just starting a business or thinking about starting a
Yeah.
business. And when you guys don't have the money, no, there's not many, if any of the moms that came on here jumped in with a ton of money to do these
No.
things.
Yeah.
It's doing it for free. And I heard that expression. I think maybe it was Dave Ramsey, like live like nobody else. If you live like nobody else now, you're going to live like nobody else later. In a
So
different
true.
sense of you're going to put yourself out there now. You're going to go do the pop up events for free. You're going to go into stores and literally show your face and be like, hello, can I do this? But
Yes.
then you're going to be 10 years in And now you're kind of hiring people to do things. You're hiring people for marketing like you are, Nicole. She creative is her spot, and now she can hire somebody else. And I just think it's such a nice evolution that like you're kind of showing us that yeah, like you started just like everybody else, the ground running, knocking on doors, like
Yes.
hello, I am
Yes,
Nicole.
I mean, literally walking to stores, would you like to do it? You walk in with your line sheets, but when I first started, I didn't have actual seasons either. I didn't produce for a year from now. It was like, this is what I have currently in stock. Would you like anything? To the next shop. Hi, this is my line sheets. I'm Coco on the go. Would you like to do a sip and shot? And if they kind of turn me down, then I would say, well, why don't we do a sip and shop and we could see how the people that come to you react to Coco on the go and see if it's a fit for you. So it's not any money out of pocket. We can create an event that just brings more people into you. And then I would start targeting bar methods and anywhere that fit my price point that was the clientele I was looking for, which is the pure bar method. And then for example, Montage that I got into. I emailed and called for 8 years before I got in. 8 years. And
Hey.
I just happened to get it was the right place, right time. And I truly, even though I'm 10 years in and I have all these accounts under me, I still am growing. I still have goals of getting even bigger and to more, larger retail stores and bigger gyms. And it's a work in progress, no matter where you are within your business.
My gosh, I love that it took 8 years. Like, I
Yeah.
know for you, you're like, "Yeah, Brittany, okay," but, like,
Yeah.
for me, I'm like, "That's so nice." Like, it still happened. It wasn't no and it was final and it was done. It was no and you're like, "I'm gonna come back."
Yes.
I love that. So what is your big, big goal? Like, now that you just brought that up, what is your big when you hit it, you're gonna be like, "I made this."
My big goal is to have my own brick and mortar and another to get another 1,000 retail stores that carry my land under me, and then get a brick and mortar. So that way you're just, as people pass, you become more of a name brand. People see you on the street.
Yeah.
They know that you have a full online store. They know they can go to Neiman Marcus and get you. That would be my next reach of a goal.
My where would you open your first one?
It's a good question. Probably Fashion Island. It's close to me. It has my demographic and it is an athleisure. I just feel like that would be a great spot. There's just so much foot traffic there.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, love that. I love hearing the big goals. When it's
Yeah.
like, "Yes, this is gonna be how I made it." Oh my
Huh?
gosh. So, okay, going back into marketing, how do you handle promotions, like promos? How do you handle those? Like, is it just holidays or is it when you know that you're about to, like, change seasons?
It's both. I do seasonal when I'm about to change seasons. So end of summer sale, end of winter sale, and then holidays, and then Mother's Day. Just really try to hone in on the different there's like Daughter Appreciation Day. There's all these like new
Cute,
ones
yeah.
now that they have. Mother Appreciation Day, even though it's not Mother's Day. I take advantage of even just the little ones. Like I mean, not that God, what was one recently? I didn't even know that they had this. It's not like a Taco Tuesday, but it was something like that. And then I just made a fun twist on the words to make it fun to fit Coco with. And then 24-hour sales. And I really say the text message marketing and email blasts have been amazing to drive traffic to my website. And it's just I don't know, it's a great way to just always connect with your audience and show them the new pieces, kind of like you do Wednesdays to reconnect with your audience. And it's the same thing. Just send them a little reminder like our new Coco hats are in, or new grip socks, or new accessories, new colors, just anything to always keep on the top of someone's radar.
No, for sure. My
Yes.
son is, like, obsessed with this baseball brand clothes, so
Huh?
I'm on there texting whenever they put something, I just go and check it. I'm like, "Let me just
Yes.
look and
I do
see."
the
So I think
same.
it's so smart.
It is. It really, I mean, sometimes I'll go to my phone, it's like 15 missed text messages. I'm like, God, all these like
Yeah.
marketing stuff now. I'm like, how did I sign up for so many things?
Now I gotta go check them out and see what they're doing. So you also offer like an ambassador program and
I do.
wholesale options.
Yes.
How do those help with, like being authentic and scaling?
Yeah. I mean, the wholesale option is, if you have a store and you want to carry Coco, you can go on. submit an application so we can see where your store is, if it's a fit for Coco. And then we will contact you to see what your demographic is, what your needs are, what styles you're going for, what we have in stock. And then we'll send over a line sheet so then you can start creating your little Coco section in your store. And then for ambassadors, we do an ambassador program that we love. It's great because when you become an ambassador, then you get a 20% discount, and then you also earn money based on people using your discount codes that goes directly into your account through PayPal. So there's no, me having to calculate and send it to you. It's just
Yeah.
all done automatically through my website. And it's great. It's a great way to drive traffic. It's a great way to get social media posts and just
Mhm.
awareness. It's, as you know, it's so much work to create Instagram stories and Instagram photos and always have something fresh and new every single day. So to be able to have an ambassador that loves your stuff, that wants to create content for you, we absolutely love that.
Oh my guys, everybody
Yeah.
listening. I know I have
Yes.
some mama influencers on
I love
here.
that.
Ambassador program. Is it just like on your what's your website for them to check it out?
It's cocoonthego.com, and there's a tab at the top that says ambassador. And then you would just apply to be an ambassador, and then we'll go through it and approve you. And then you can also email us at info@cocoonthego.com, and then we'll be happy to respond that way as well.
My gosh, I love it. Yeah, guys, go check it out. Especially, I know I have quite a few mama influencers, so check that out because
Yes,
I think that
please.
would be fantastic. This is great. See, this is
Yeah.
why I love this so much. It's all the mamas connecting. It's my
I
favorite.
love it. Yes.
So, what is like a DM or a customer story that makes you feel like, yes, this is what Coco on the Go is all about?
I would say so a DM. I would say okay, well first so out and about my favorite thing is when I see people in my athletic wear and I am and they don't know that I own it and
Yeah.
it's so rewarding just seeing people walk in it. Or I'll go up to somebody and they'll be like, "Oh my God, I love your leggings." And it's like, "Oh my, these are Coco on the Go." We love them because we actually save these for our special days, like the days that we aren't doing an intense workout because we don't want to ruin them. Yeah, these are my special outfit that I use to go run my errands in because we don't want to ruin them. So it's one of the go-to sayings I get from people that's great because it is
Yeah.
a really nice athleisure fabric. And then I did create a more sporty line for my stepdaughters. That's that thinner aloe Lululemon fabric. But my heart and go-to core of my brand is the nicer Brazil fabrics that I source.
Oh my god. I didn't even think of that, like, how it must feel to just be, like, walking on the street and seeing somebody in your clothes, like a random person. That has to be
It is. It makes the days that you are just kind of, we all have the days you're down about your business or yourself or sales are down. You're like, God, what am I doing wrong? What can I do different? What can I do to really push my brand more? And then you see something just simple, like someone walking across, you're like, okay, all right, I can keep doing this. Or you get a DM that says, I absolutely love your brand. I would love to work with your brand and be an ambassador. People ask me all the time, they stop me all the time when I'm in this outfit, how can I become a part of the brand? So it's just those things that just really help warm your heart and be like, okay, that just gave me the energy to keep pushing.
yeah, and I just love how vulnerable and real you were just in that moment because, guys, she's been doing this for 10 years and she still has days of being, like, down and
Yes.
out and sad, and, I just thank you for saying that because I feel like we all live in this world where we feel that people have been doing it for so long or are so successful are just, like, happy and everything's perfect, so I love that you just said that.
Thank you. Yeah. You really have to take the good with the bad and just try to navigate through it and really push yourself. You have to be your own advocate. I remember when I first started too, I was discouraged because I'm like, okay, if I source this fabric, people can go the Gap and buy cheap leggings for $59 on sale. Like no one's gonna buy my $110 leggings, $120 leggings. Then my mom would be like, yeah, but they're completely different. This is from China. This is a cheaper fabric. You get what you pay for with yours. And like, okay, like you self-criticize and then you have to remember like what your goal is. Mine is to empower women and to do it through my fabrics and my textures and my designs and just staying true to that core.
For sure. Is there anything that, like, has worked for you through the years when those days are really, really rough that get you back out?
That's a good question. I will say, let's see. My husband laughs because I feel like I hit these plateaus. Like
Yeah.
right before I had a big account that came on, I was like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. I worked like so hard, for what
Yeah.
I'm not. I want more. Like I just want more than this. And then a new, literally 2 days later, a huge count came on. So it's almost like I feel like there's a lot of moments I've had in 10 years where I'm just ready to throw the towel in, and then I'll hit another account, or I'll feel the energy and momentum of things opening up or just working out how they're supposed to. And I'm like, okay, all right, I'm where I'm supposed to be. I'll keep pushing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just moments that finally click for me. I can't think of something that it's like my go-to that just helps me every time. It's more just getting re-encouraged or re-energized by seeing my progress, and
Yeah.
also remembering to live in what I've gained over the past 10 years, not where I wish I was already, but okay, it's been a long journey. I've made so much progress. I went from schlepping bags of clothes into sip and shop boutiques and having consignment to now getting over $100,000 in orders at one time. You're doing, I have to be like, okay, you're doing okay, Nicole. You can keep going.
Yeah. No, and I love that you just said that. It's kind of like being grateful for the moments as you've grown. So it's not so much looking ahead of, oh, I made 100,000, I want to make 1,000,000. You're like, no, no, I'm thrilled I made 100,000. I'm thrilled that I got that one sip and shop. I think
Yes.
being grateful for the moments as they happen, and yes, we have that big goal, that big, like you said, yours is a brick and mortar, like that big, big goal, but celebrating the small wins, like, hey, I got 10 followers today. Like, that's awesome. One day that's going to be 100. And
Mhm.
it's like, then one day it might be 1,000. And I just love that that you said that, like, it's celebrating the small things and not so much looking at the big things. And I think that's
Yes,
something that you have learned through the years. Cause I think when
definitely.
anybody just starting out, it's like, no, no, I have to be here. I have to go harder. I have to try harder. And you're like, no,
Yes.
no, I've done that. Let me celebrate how far I've come.
Yes, you have to.
Beautiful. Yeah, no, I definitely think we get lost in the moment of, especially with social media. Oh my gosh, like
Yeah,
competing with
always.
other people, competing with different brands. And it's like everybody, I feel like there's enough seats at the table and
Mhm.
everybody has a different twist that if we just stay focused on our own and be grateful for what we have, I think it's going to open more doors than we even imagine.
It's so true. Yes, because I feel like energy perpetuates energy. So if you're gonna be
Hmm.
negative, you're just gonna keep going negative. If you could switch your mind and literally, like, imagine going into the second lane and staying positive, it's just gonna perpetuate positive.
100%. So your clothing line, it all started because you wanted women to feel confident and have
Yes.
this like confident mindset. Do you think after 10 years in, do you think that you accomplished that?
I do, actually. I do, because that's what women say to me without, again, when I run
Yeah.
into someone on the street, I'm like, I love your Cokes. Like, oh, I love these. Like, I love how thick they are. They make me feel so good. I don't feel like they show, my what they deem to be their imperfections, their
Yeah.
cellulite, and that right there is like, okay, my brand is translating correctly of what was meant to be.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I don't know. I'm not like big in fashion, but that just clicked for me. Like cuz you kept saying that yours were thicker and I didn't understand that in legging terms, but it's so true. Like now I understand it because it's hiding the imperfections. When
Yes.
when you go to try Old Navy leggings or Lululemon leggings
Yes.
or all those, they're so thin that I
So thin.
absolutely see my imperfections.
Yes.
Okay. I'm
But I
here
will
with you
say,
now.
yeah, sorry, I should have said that from the beginning. But I will say I did create a thinner line for the
Yes,
younger. Yeah.
yes.
So when I need to do better is like when I launched my aloe Lululemon type fabric, I want to be like, this is not the tip. This is for my stepdaughters.
Yeah.
This is for the younger. This isn't typical Coco. I should have done like an X by Coco or something different to differentiate it. But yes, that
Mini
thinner is
Coco.
a mini Coco. Yes. Coco on the walk or something, I don't know.
Cute. Oh man, now I'm gonna think of all these names of what you can call your
Yeah,
mini Coco brand. Cute. No, that's so okay. Okay, I'm here with you now because I love the thicker leggings and I feel like they're so hard to find. And then
they
it makes it
are.
impossible to want to wear the leggings out because you're just so kind of self-conscious. Okay,
Yes.
it's
I'm have
full
to I
circle
will
moment
send
for
you
me.
some. I'll send you some when we get off of here.
Gosh, you are so sweet. No, this is a full circle moment for me because
Oh,
now
I
I'm like,
love it.
I'm excited. I'm like, yes, okay, so mama influencers, these leggings are the thick ones. That is amazing. Okay, I can't wait to dive in on these.
Yay.
I just got, like, so lost in the legging moment. I'm like, "Oh my god, this is great. I love this." And she has a really cute hat on too, for anybody
Thank
that's
you.
not watching
Yes.
and you're just listening to us. I really think her hat is cute. She's very aesthetic. It's very
Thank
sweet.
you.
Okay, so I'm cracking up still about the legging thing. I'm like, "Okay, I get it. It's really cute leggings." All right. So now you have Coco on the go.
Huh.
You're in the shops. Your main goal is to be a brick and mortar. As far as where you started to 10 years from now, is it like, are you happy?
Yeah, I'm proud of myself. Again, I'm happy with where I am. I am very happy with it. But the goal is to be a brick and mortar. So I know that there's so many more steps and
Mhm.
mountains I'm gonna have to climb. But I am very happy. I'm very proud of my progress. I'm proud of the brand. I'm proud of what I've created.
What would you tell a mama right now that's on her day 1?
Just put your blinders on and go. There's just don't look left, don't look right. Just put your blinders on and follow what you want and what you envision. Just envision it and go for it. Because the moment you start questioning yourself or looking at, for example, Gap or something else, you're going to deter yourself from what you truly are wanting and yearning for in your heart. So just put your blinders on and go.
Chill. What's one high value styling or business tip that you would usually in your business somebody would charge for, but you're willing to give to the mamas today for free?
Ooh, styling tip. Okay, so I will say right after I gave birth, I looked a hot mess, even though I own my own activewear line. I mean, I just threw on whatever I could in the morning. I just mismatch of whatever. My mom works in my back office. And so when I would come into the office, she's like, did you look at yourself today? I'm like, do you have a newborn? Were you up all night? I would say of then I finally got smart and I would actually, when the baby went down, I would put my outfit out the night before. So I didn't have to think about anything. I'd make
Yeah.
myself look cute on my floor or wherever I put the outfit. And then that way, when I woke up, it's what I've already chosen. And I'm going to feel a little bit better about myself than my green and red and yellows that I just could barely function. You know how it is right after your baby, you're like, I just
100%.
can't. So I would say styling tip wise, if you could just structure it so you style yourself the night before and you don't have to think the next day, it makes life so much easier. When you have a crying baby and a million things to do, the more prepared I am for the next day, just the more successful I am, the better I feel, the better I look.
Yeah. And what would you say your business hours are with kids? Do you wake up earlier? Do you go to bed later? Are you working during the day?
It's so if a project lands on my lap during the day and I cannot finish it and it's immediate needs immediate attention, I have my son, I detach. I try not to think about the project. And then as soon as he's down, I work at night. I do so much better at night. I can kind of kick it into third gear personally than early in the morning. Early in the morning, it's like I'm counting down the minutes until he's about to wake up. And it's harder for me to really engage and concentrate because I know my time's so limited.
For sure. Yeah, I think it's such a struggle for so many of us. We're like, okay, is it the morning? Is it the night? I think that's like
Yeah.
such like a weird balance. I will say myself, I started waking up just an hour earlier. Not really, I get some things done, but mainly just to be able to have an hour before all of a sudden I'm
So
already in a
smart.
mom mode.
Yeah, that's you have to. I've
Yeah.
fallen out of that habit. My son has sleep regress, so he's been sleeping in bed with us. And so, which is sweet on one
Yeah.
hand, because I know it's not going to last forever, but then not so sweet when he's like night terrors and kicking and stuff. And
Yeah.
I'm like, but it's okay. I know it will pass fast. So the mornings are rough for me because as soon as I try to slide out of bed, it's like he's just so attached that
Yeah.
it's like I like try to do the wiggle and it's like, Mom. I'm like, no, 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 I'm not here.
What is he?
He's 4. He just
Oh,
turned 4. So it's just, I don't know, the imagination's so much bigger right now. And
yeah.
so the scary thoughts are so much bigger. I've tried night lights. I've tried like fun things. It's okay. I know it will
Yeah.
pass.
It
I
will.
know.
It will. And sometimes, they just need you for a little bit
Yeah.
longer.
And
And then
that's
all of a
okay
sudden
too.
then one day they'll just stay in their bed. And you'll be like,
Yeah.
oh, all
And I'll
right.
be and then I think I'd be sad too. Like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Not needed. Yeah.
So, Nicole, I am so excited that you have been here. I'm going to ask you the last question now.
Yeah.
What does being a money hungry mama mean to you?
Oh, gosh, just to me, it means just always keeping that hustle, just hustle, hustle. I feel like I came from such a hardworking family.
Mhm.
My dad was first generation from Mexico. And my grandpa, I think he came over here like 17 times across the border before he finally got into an agriculture program. My grandma always worked all the way until she was like 75, and just that worth ethic and
Mhm.
just always wanting more for myself and coming from a family that always has hustled and worked so hard.
Wow, that is like really inspiring to know that it just wasn't one generation. It's every single generation is just working to make it better for your family. And I think that that's great.
Yeah, thank you.
You're so welcome. Now, how can our listeners support you?
Oh, go to my website. If you, I would love to give you leggings and then to get your feedback on it as well. And I'm so excited and honored to be on your podcast. So thank you.
Thank you so much. So her website is www.cocoonthego,
Huh?
and
Yes.
then her Instagram is at Coco on the Go. Okay, perfect. And I'll put them all in the show notes as well.
Thank you.
Nicole, thank you so much for being on here today. It was an absolute pleasure.
Oh, it was such a pleasure.
So
Thank
much.
you. Thank you.